They travel and camp out all year in the Himalaya, even in the depths of winter and its bitter snowfalls. From all over the valley, the nomads come to greet us.
Grandfather.
Hello, grandfather.
Tasha
The
grandfather.
Nice to meet you. Hello, children.
Hey guys.
Delightful. Ragamuffin faces.
Many of the women are wearing ornaments.
Long way from the sea, but still the shells they've accumulated and managed to make a waistband there.
These nomads literally live straight off the back of their sheep.
And from this yarn that they're spinning, they make all their own garments. They make all their own clothes out here.
And when Eric produces his video camera, these nomads are watching images of themselves for the first time.
Oh, to take the sun off it. Oh, they don't believe.
Back on the road, we're climbing still higher.
We're currently cruising at about 4,000 metres.
That's why it's pretty hard to breathe up here.
We'll camp tonight at 4,000 metres.
Yeah.
Our campsites are in stunning locations.
David, my man. Hey.
And in the surrounding fields, there's plenty of activity. At harvest time, the women work together to collect the crop. It's a festive occasion. They'll sing as they collect the freshly cut wheat. For the next few days, we ride still deeper into Ladakh. Then the first sign we're approaching Ladakh's mystical capital, 2 historic Tibetan monasteries.
Tikse Monastery, Greg. Tikse Gompa.
Pretty impressive, perched up on top of that rock like that. And this is what, about 1,000 years old?
It's 1,000 years old, this monastery, yeah. It's one of the finest examples of Tibetan Buddhism in all of Ladakh.
We ride on into Leh. The Ladakh capital is a town of enormous character. Tibetan traders line its ancient streets. In fact, until very recently, Leh was on the trading route with Central Asia, with yak trains setting off from here laden with goods. Today, Leh is still filled with weathered faces from another era. We're also lucky enough to be here for the annual Ladakh Festival. This begins with a procession of cultural troupes. Ladakh is surrounded by dozens of diverse and different tribes, all of whom have travelled to Leh for this special day. One colourful tribe that lives in a valley in which foreigners are banned are the Drokpa.
These ladies are from what tribe?
They're called as Drokya, which is south of Leh, approximately 150 kilometers from Leh.
Fascinating that the gear, the headgear they're wearing, in fact all their clothing they wear every single day.
That's right. This is their 24 hours dress. Round the year they wear it. And the one which you can see on their head,
That's silver?
that's silver, called as chomia in the local language. And some strips roundish in shape on the shoulders, that's out of brass.
Into the polo grounds the troops parade. Amongst them, yak herders from Tibet. And princesses from outer Ladakh. All of them are guarded closely by ninja-style security men. It's then that the troops begin performing, including the Drokpa. As Rajan explained, these costumes are still worn every day of the year. Many other groups perform in colourful traditional costumes from the days when Leh was home to traders on the Silk Route. It's a stirring display of ancient cultures. One entertained by pipers and drummers from all over Ladakh. Proceedings wind up with a display of archery. Monks from the Tiksay monastery are demonstrating their skills. They're supposed to hit that red clay in the centre of the target, but even Lord Buddha couldn't help them this day. Out of Leh, we ride up, up, up on our most challenging climb yet.
This road is madness. It's the world's highest road, and I reckon with a surface like this, it's also the world's most dangerous. It's starting to snow too.
Look at the size of those large loose rocks we have to ride over, any one of which could unbalance our bike and send us crashing over the edge. Certainly this bus never survived the climb. The other hazard is high altitude, which leaves us very lightheaded. The road workers have to contend with these conditions every day. They sleep up here. For at least some of them, the dizzy effects of high altitude simply make them more exuberant. Our high point is a pass known as the Khardung. It's a cause for celebration and photos.
All right, get ready.
It was tough, Greg. It was very tough this time. That was the roughest I've seen this road, and that's saying something. I've done it 14 times.
I had the headphones especially for it. I had Pink Floyd playing all the way up. And I got to the top and Wish You Were Here came on, and I walked back down the road there and I started to cry.
I'm suffering all the classic symptoms of altitude sickness. Numb fingers, very dizzy head, and a sharp pain in the stomach. And yet, there's a great sense of exhilaration, achievement at reaching an altitude here higher than Everest Base Camp.
From these literally dizzy heights, the views are astounding. There's even a camel train up here, a reminder of how previous generations crossed these passes. One place the camel trains would certainly have headed is the highly sacred Mount Kailash, source of several holy rivers. Just over the border in Tibet, Kailash is so sacred that Tibetans will spend weeks travelling here, prostrating themselves along the entire route. Most of these pilgrims will travel at least once in their lives to this annual festival, the Wesak ceremony. In fact, we've taken a side trip with World Expeditions to observe this highly colourful pilgrimage. The air is filled with the sounds of Tibetan pipers. Numerous rituals are enacted, all to placate the gods. That's ground barley being thrown into the air. And that's juniper being burned atop a pile of rocks.